Hello and welcome back to Better English with Özlem. Today we're going to talk about prepositions which we use in English and that sometimes get confused. Of course, you can learn them by studying on books, but why are you wasting your time by studying on them? So let's get started with the number one. And the number one is above, and above means a higher place or position than something or someone. So let's check with the examples. Our first example is birds are flying above the clouds. It means they're overhead. Or the next example is the temperature is above 80 degrees. So that's true, and the air conditioning always must be open. Alright, let's go to number two. The number two is about. And about first meaning is almost. And you can hear these meanings especially in movies. For example, the food is almost ready. The food is about ready. So I'm adding final definitions, so please just take your seats. And the next meaning is on the subject. For example, if you're interested in learning new things, so you probably read books about science. And in sentence, I like reading books about science. So please share your new informations with us and leave your informations on the comment. And the last meaning is generally used in the United Kingdom for informal communication. For example, could you make me a coffee too while you are about it? And it means while you are making one for yourself. Okay? And let's go on with number three. And the number three is among. People confuse this preposition with between, but don't worry, I'll explain between prepositions too. And of course, we'll talk about what is the difference of between and among at the end of the video. But first, learn how can we use among in sentence. So let's check the sentence. For example, we use among if we are talking about something in the middle. And in the sentence, for example, I found your letter among a pile of books. So it means there are a lot of books here and I found your letter in the middle of them. So let's move on number four, and the number four is around. We use around if something is placed. Are you confused? So for example, the whole family were sitting around the table. It means the family covered whole circling table, and I think it was the big meeting. And the second meaning is be near to something. For example, if I say I used to live around here, so you can understand I love this place and my new house should be probably near to my previous house. And let's move on number five, and the number five is between. Of course, I'll explain to you what is the differences of between and among, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. But first learn how can we use between in a sentence. So the between means separating two objects or regions. For example, the border between France and Germany. Because the border separates two regions from each other. And if you pass it, you should show your passport. And the last example is common in movies and you can hear it when you go to subway. The sentence is, mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
So it means please be careful about the gap while you are getting on the train from the platform. And let's talk about the differences of the between and among. You can use between when you are talking about the individual items. For example, please choose your second language between Turkish, Spanish, and French. And another example is if you shared your secret to your friend and you could say, please, let's keep it between you and me, just because it's only special for you and your friend. But you can use among when you are not talking about individual items. For example, please choose your second language among European languages. So in here, there are no 3 or 4 certain languages. And also, among means a group of people. For example, she felt like a stranger among her friends. In here, we understand a group of people includes only her friends, not her family or someone else. And I've talked about some of the prepositions, so I want you to be more careful when you are using them on your exams or your in daily English speeches. So of course don't forget to subscribe to us, because I'll see you in the next class again.